Yeah, I was just wanting to say, so you remember you said about jihad? Mm-hmm. So here's one for you. So let's see if this says prayers and fasting.
Okay.
So this is Sahih Al Bukhari number 2783. It says, Allah's Messenger said, there is no hijrah, i.e. migration from after the conquest, but jihad and good intention remain. And if you are called by the Muslim ruler for fighting, go forth immediately.
Yeah, so fighting against something bad in the society. Yeah.
Okay. But that's not prayers, is it?
No. It is the part of the Islam. It is the sixth part of Islam. You know, what do you say?
And the priest.
Six pillars. Yeah, 6 pillars of Islam. It is the part of Islam, but in a certain context.
Right.
Constantly, talking about the fight, only the war.
Yeah. All right.
Standing against the corruption in the society, violence in the society, anything bad in the society is a jihad.
Right.
You have to stand against the ruler. It's a jihad. Yeah.
Right.
And in the biggest jihad, the Jihad Akbar we call it, Jihad Akbar is the fighting the devil inside you.
But you said that. So this next one is Sahih Al Bukhari number 2785. He says, a man came to Allah's Messenger and said, it struck me as to such a deed as equals jihad. He replied, I do not find such a deed. Then he added, can, while a Muslim fighter is in the battlefield, enter your mosque to perform prayers without cease and fast and never break your fast?
And what is the battlefield? What is the battlefield?
Oh, he's going to explain, so if you just carry on. The man said, but who can do that? Abu Hurairah added, the mujahid, i.e. Muslim fighter, is rewarded even for the footsteps of his horse while it wanders about tied in a long rope. So if you have to use a horse, do you use that for praying or for fasting?
No, you fast. You're adding mixing up two things.
Oh, alright, so what do you use the horse for then?
Huh?
So the mujahid has got a horse.
Yeah, if you are talking about the battlefield, you need a horse.
Wow, what kind of battlefield?
The replacement of the horse is what you do. Sending bombs.
But can I ask you one thing? Jesus Christ preached jihad. Jesus Christ preached jihad in the Bible. He said Matthew 21 something, yeah? He said, those are my enemy who does not obey me and follow my command, bring them and slay them in front of me.
And when's that going to happen?
Huh?
When's that going to happen?
His second coming. I don't know when second coming is.
Is the second coming here?
No,
but he preached jihad, right?
Is it not jihad?
The good and the evil. What's Jesus Christ going to do?
You know what I'm talking about? Is it going to happen or not?
Yeah, when he comes back.
According to your
and who's he going to destroy? His enemy.
When he comes back.
And who's he going to destroy?
So you, acknowledging jihad is good.
Yeah, when he comes back. Yes.
So there you go. We agree.
When we do it, it's wrong. So
because you're doing it before he comes back. That's why it's wrong.
No. Yes. Jesus Christ is waiting. He's waiting his enemy, right, in heaven, and he's gonna. What's he gonna do? Jesus Christ's second coming. He's waiting his enemy. He's sitting. Earlier you said Jesus sits right hand side of God.
Yeah.
He's waiting his footstools to wait for his enemy.
Yeah.
And when he comes back, he's gonna destroy his enemy. Right. Why couldn't Jesus in his time not destroy his enemy that time?
Come on, man. Jesus,
he didn't have the power, right?
Why do you
his kingdom was not there.
The biggest part of jihad, Islam is the jihad. Jihad
you know what jihad means? Jihad is jihad. You know what jihad means?
You know, my friends, Jesus Christ, he's going to come the second coming and he's going to destroy his enemies. Who are his enemies? Those who does not follow.
Are you talking about jihad in the war? Maybe that
Jesus
jihad.
Christ, please jihad.
No, you're doing jihad right now. You're defending Jesus. That's jihad.
Right.
That's jihad. You're saying Jesus is Son of God.
But the Jesus is second coming. Second coming when he comes. He's gonna come with the glory of him, and he's gonna tell you. He's not God.
But Jesus is prophet.
He's gonna tell you, follow me.
Jesus says, whoever call me a God is blasphemy. They will end up in hellfire. So why do you want to end up in hellfire? That's you seem like a good person, man.
The hadith was delivered in the Medina. When was the Makkah was taken away from the Prophet himself. You have to go back and go do jihad.
Right. And so at which point did your Prophet call a ceasefire? When did your Prophet call a ceasefire?
What is ceasefire?
No, I'm asking you. When did your Prophet say the Muslims should stop fighting?
Yes, he says that.
When?
When he fights,
it's not the Prophet. It's not not the Prophet, it's the mushrikeen. They agree with the Prophet treaties.
They made the treaties.
10 years,
let
they said no
me
fighting.
tell you the beginning of story. They want to persecute
If
Prophet Muhammad.
someone kicks you out London, this is your land.
Not London, I'm talking about speakerphone.
Where are you from, Jamaica?
If we grab you and throw you, what would you do?
You're from Jamaica. If someone kicks you out here, and then you come out with thousands of army, and then you want to take it back to your England country, and then you fight them because they
No,
the
it's
country.
not that's happened. Let me tell you about Prophet Muhammad. They want to persecute him. They want to capture him. They want to prison him. In Makkah, he was preaching about oneness of God. He says, "Qulu la ilaha illallah tuflihu."
Why was he
Believe in one God.
persecuted?
Well, don't disrupt him.
He's
Believe
recording
in
you,
one
man.
God. It doesn't matter. I'm happy for him to record me because I'm teaching him the truth and I'm teaching
But he
others the
doesn't care
truth.
about the truth, man.
You know, Prophet Muhammad says
He told you
he
that.
does care. Who told you that? Ask him.
He's come
You're
here
taking
20
once
years,
of his
man.
time.
Many Muslims
No,
speak to
maybe
him.
he don't know. Maybe
20
tomorrow
years.
he will follow Islam. You never know.
When are you
Maybe.
gonna accept the truth, man?
No, listen. You cut me off,
I'm
man.
preaching the truth. to
You have to accept the
Oh,
truth.
my days, la hawla
See
wala
what I'm saying?
Brother, let
Jesus
me tell
Christ
you, let
said,
me
seek the
teach
truth
him.
and the truth
No,
shall
let
free
me
you.
tell you. Let me.
You have the Old Testament, New Testament. Now you follow the last testament. It's
You
the
keep
Quran.
quoting the Bible all the time.
Yeah.
You seem like a Christian to me.
No. I'm quoting the Bible to make you understand.
He's a true Christian.
Because you don't
He's a
understand.
true
But he
Christian.
quotes the Bible more than the Quran, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
But you-
He loves the Bible.
You
man.
know
But you
what
don't
Christian
understand.
mean?
You don't understand the Bible.
You know what
innit?
Christian mean?
You understand.
What does Christian mean?
Yeah, just follower of
So
Christ.
Christian, we
Christ,
follow the
yeah.
teaching of
Yeah.
Christ.
But they don't
Because
follow. That's why I was trying to
we
emphasize.
follow.
That's why I was trying to teach him. The one who follow one
but we
teaching
follow.
they don't break the law.
We're more Christian than Christians themselves. We
Yeah.
follow the teaching of Jesus. Jesus says, "Worship one God." O Israel, your God is one. Prophet Muhammad says, "Your God is one." They want to kill him. Remember about the topic. They want
My friend,
to persecute him.
time is running
And
out.
then what happened? What happened? They want to kill Prophet Muhammad. He ran away. He escaped to Medina.
Yeah.
And he was welcomed in there. People welcome him. He's called Medina people. And then
I
what
think
happened?
all the prophets were
Oh my
persecuted,
days,
innit?
this guy cuts me, man. Yeah, you know, in Medina, people welcomed him.
Yeah.
But these people, they're trying to come to Medina to kill him.
He knows
they're
that,
like,
man.
no, he
He
doesn't know.
knows
Do you
it.
know this one? Do you know about
He
this
knows the
story?
story, man. He studied
Do you know
it.
this one? He doesn't know.
He's a-
Do you know
Yeah,
Prophet
he's a
Muhammad?
priest, man. He's a
People were
priest.
after to kill him.
Yeah, I know. And then he raided the caravans, and then Banu Qurayzah chopped off their heads. So,
Okay, what happened? Jesus
No,
Christ.
no,
Jesus
you didn't
Christ.
understand.
He understand, man.
No, he doesn't understand.
Wallah, he understand.
He
man.
picked up the.
What did the Banu Qurayzah did?
Yeah,
Banu Qurayzah
what did they
Yeah.
do? He's speaking
What
of the
happened?
negative things.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
speaking
they-
the bad
they-
They
things.
broke the treaty.
Yeah.
They broke the
Inside the
Muslims.
Medina,
Yes.
they broke the treaty.
Yeah, they
If
broke
somebody
the
attacks
treaty.
from outside, we have to defend our this land.
Yes.
All together. Doesn't matter. Regardless
There were
of the
treaties, you
religion.
don't touch my things, I don't touch yours.
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
But
so-
they
so-
broke the treaties.
So-
So when someone talk to your things, for example, we have a treaty in this country, you have your camera. If I come and steal your camera and tomorrow you saw me with your camera, what would you do? Be honest, what would you do? And I'm holding your phone camera. I might do it now, yeah.
No, call the police.
What would you do? Call the police?
Yeah.
Let's say the police did not
What about
come.
Jesus? You
Someone
don't
who
wanna
was
call
stolen the police phone last month, and they called the police said, we are coming tomorrow. This guy's phone was taken in the library. I was sitting in the library. He bought his Asian brother. He bought an iPhone 12. Someone stole his phone.
I'll give you the example. If Russia attacks or Germany attacks London today, okay, I take the side of Germany. What are you gonna do with me here?
Yeah.
In this country.
Well, you would face the punishment, isn't it?
So that's what
What's it
Banu
called?
Qurayzah faced.
But here's the thing. According to the United Nations,
Yes.
if a whole town,
But you don't believe United Nations.
no, they don't. So if the according to the United
You
Nations,
believe Jesus, right?
if a whole town breaks a treaty, is there a United Nations resolution where you read it and it says, if this town breaks a treaty, you told their young men and put them in front of a ditch and cut their throats. So is that in the
Yeah,
is
but
that in the
they want
United?
to do that. They did that to Prophet Muhammad. They want to capture him, to kill
Yeah,
him.
but would the United Nations
Yeah,
do
but
that?
he
That's
did
my
that.
point.
Yeah.
No, but that was different
It's-
time.
What did
They're
they
trying to
do?
establish-
What did you do
They're trying
to Julian
establish
Assad?
now.
What did they do to Julian Assad?
What did Jesus say?
Edward Snowden, what did they do to him?
What did
Edward
Jesus
Snowden.
say?
No, I said the town, remember?
He was a treaty, innit? He told certain information about the US and he flew
No,
back to
forget about
China.
that.
talking
Let's
about
stick to the
whole town.
Bible.
But
Ask him
America
about
wanted
the
to kill
Bible.
him, right?
Yeah, but did the whole town sit down, including
Yeah.
the children,
No, what
and
did
agree
Jesus
to
say? Let me
break the
break
treaty?
it down. Let me tell you. What did Jesus say? Bring my enemies, I will slay them down.
You answered that one
The
already.
Bible.
At the end,
No,
at the
you're
end
trying
times.
to say Prophet Muhammad did that. But why did he do that?
No, that's at the end times. We already.
You see, you
discussed-
don't like when I quote you the Bible. He says,
Yes,
slay
so
them.
yes.
Kill
So why,
the innocents.
so why did Jesus
Book
say?
of Samuel. What
Why
did he
did
say?
Jesus call the people
Book of
the wicked
Samuel.
and
Book of
adulterers?
Samuel.
Yeah.
Kill the infant baby, donkeys, is that
Jihad,
good?
isn't it? That's jihad.
Is that fair?
That's a proper
Is
jihad.
that justice?
No,
You
because
see?
they were going to attack.
Yeah, but
The Israelites.
as people
No,
UK,
they were
are people from
you
UK
should- have
doing
you
that?
read it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
but are
did
people
something.
from
What
UK
did they do?
doing that?
They did something.
Because you're trying to compare what happened in the past for 300 years ago to now, to what happened to Prophet Muhammad. You guys
Alright.
did the same
Accept
thing.
the truth, yeah?
Yeah, you cannot speak, my friend,
Yeah.
No,
because your Bible
No,
has
the
more
criteria, the
cruel,
judgment criteria
more
used
cruel than
is
the
British law.
Quran, than the Hadith.
No,
The judgment
let's-
criteria used to judge everything.
Yeah.
To use the British law.
All right. So
If you use that
let me-
logic, if you were atheist, I would respect that. Because as an atheist, but
wait.
you follow the Bible, my friend.
Yeah, you want to go to.
Something happened 1400
Yes, Samuel.
Let's go to First
They
Samuel
did something
15.
400 years ago. They did something. I know. They did something
All right.
400 years ago.
Let me read it.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So
You know what Jesus says?
all right. So no, let me read it.
know
So
that.
so
Okay,
First Samuel 15 and 3.
Yeah, chapter.
It says, go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have,
Yes.
and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telem 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. So he attacked them and did almost what he should have done. But verse 9 says, but Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them. But everything was vile, that was vile and refuse they destroyed utterly. So now Samuel comes to Saul. Now this is where the explanation for why it happened comes in.
Yes.
And
What did they do?
no. So Samuel said, this is verse 15 and 17. And Samuel said, when thou wast little in thine own sight, was thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be
Yes, you see
consumed.
that.
And read, yeah.
What makes them
Wherefore-
sinners? Why are they
Because
sinners?
God said they're sinners. So
God
let's
said
start.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, who is
So,
God?
so let's
Jesus?
no. Let me keep going.
Yeah, who is?
No, let me finish. So wherefore
Name, lad, man.
then didst thou not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil and didst evil in the sight of the Lord? So I'm going to skip down and because I want to see what this is what he's going to say to the king.
I need to bring my camera, man, and record. Yeah. Because you know what he says? He's trying to impose the law of the land now, this country, 21st century, into the past law. But according to the Bible, he agrees, he follows up with the Islamic law. Someone attack you, you have to attack them back.
Yeah, so I want to finish. So this is what
thing, man.
This is Samuel's what Samuel's judgment is on the Amalekite or the king.
Yeah, but that is Jesus according to
let's read. So this is 1 Samuel 15 and 32. But then says Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately, and Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. And Samuel said, as thy sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal. So the reason why they got destroyed is because they killed, or why their women and children got killed.
Yes.
It's because they killed women and children as well.
Yeah, but still, what about
so it's straight revenge.
Right.
Oh, so you agree in revenge, yeah?
So when was that? When was that?
What about when
they
Muslims were killed in Mecca?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
The first lady, Sumayya, was killed.
Yeah, but we're talking Banu Qurayzah here. So Banu Qurayzah, who did they go and kill? Did they go and kill anyone?
They kill a Muslim, yes.
Many Sahaba was killed.
There are many Sahabas.
When they broke the treaty, and at that war, many Sahaba was killed.
Yeah, in the market.
No, but did they fight physically to kill them?
Two people fight, and then one of them killed Muslim. And then that's how
they broke the treaty.
Yeah, so that means that particular Banu Qurayzah man should have been put to death, isn't it?
Banu Qurayzah, the person who you mentioned before is that person.
Listen, my friend.
Because remember here,
you said about caravan.
Because remember the king's men, they killed.
Let's not divert the question.
That's why the Amalekites got put to death.
Malachite got killed.
But
But what?
because
of revenge. No, he said because of
Yeah, but the
revenge.
Amalekites did it, so it's revenge.
Okay.
But this incident, according to the
So it's
British law today. Yeah.
Yes.
When if it comes to Islam, you judge everything according to the land, British law.
No, but notice God here said they were sinners. It was God.
They're sinners. And what did he do?
Killing is wrong.
Qurayzah, did Allah say they were
doesn't
sinners?
matter because Allah says forgive them. Remember when Prophet Muhammad had 10,000, you guys don't like to mention that. When he comes to Mecca with 10,000 companions, he had the power to kill all the Meccans who persecuted them. What did he do? He forgave them. He says, I forgive you guys, just like Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam, he forgave his brothers when they tried to put him in the well.
Yeah, but did the Meccans kill any of his people?
Yes, they kill anyone who believes in one God. And then they tried to kill Prophet Muhammad. He ran away from them. That's why he went to Mecca, Medina. Migrated to Medina, so people follow him in Medina. Because if Prophet Muhammad was bad, people of Medina wouldn't follow him. They would have killed him and returned him back to Mecca. They would have captured them, sent him back to Mecca. But he was very generous.
Let's concentrate on that passage. Let's concentrate on that passage about Jesus Christ, what they did in their forefathers.
Yeah. You mean the Samuel?
Yes, the one you read it earlier on.
Yeah.
You said that they got killed because a generation of their forefathers. Now we asked the question. They got massacred. Cows, donkeys, they got massacred, because what their previous forefathers is what they did. No. Is that merciful? Is that merciful?
That's not justice.
Can God kill my great-great-great-grandfather of the sin that they had inherited? Is that the sin of Adam as well? Like all human beings coming from there?
No, but you missed what I said at the end. Remember, Samuel said that Agag, the current king, killed babies.
Okay. But it's,
so the current king killed babies.
Yeah.
So even though they did it in the past,
right? And you said, and these people were innocent, right? They didn't do anything. They were innocent, and they got killed. They got massacred. The one you just quoted right now. They got massacred. Period. And they got genocide in the Bible.
The Amalekites.
Yeah, the Amalekites. Yeah.
No. God called them sinners. So they're not innocent.
Because what their forefathers did, right?
No, Agag killed. He said that Agag, the current king.
If one person kills a king of babies, that means you have to massacre all the people of the.
No, this is the king. You think the king went up and did all the killing himself?
But even revenge is not fair because his past generation, the new generation, did not do anything.
The babies were sinners.
The baby, that's what I'm saying.
They did not do anything.
The donkeys,
what kind of
they got wiped
justice
up. They got massacred.
If their parents did
and you said the king killed what? The king killed what? Because of the king was even on that time.
No, he said the king, his sword made women childless.
Right.
So the king, the sword is his army, obviously, because the king doesn't fight by himself. So his armies have killed babies. So this
should hold
they got wiped up because of the king. What they did. Is that what you're saying?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. So the king's a murderer. So you're saying that they should stay alive? Because remember, it's the king and his people doing the killing.
Not his people, only king's command.
So the king goes with his sword by himself to fight?
No, he sends his soldiers. King's army, soldiers. He doesn't send his family.
You're trying to add into your things, your narrative.
It's not his people.
The king but you're trying to change the scriptures.
Alright, so you're saying that the king killed the babies by himself?
No, whatever someone else did,
whatever
someone else did, he does not allow God his command to kill innocent babies and child.
And it's not even that king. Remember a few years ago.
It's not merciless God.
Years ago.
But this king has already
was
that.
Years ago. How many years? That was long time ago.
No, it's the actual
100 years ago.
No, this not the king from.
Do you believe we're sinners? We all come from the son of Adam. That all human beings are born in sin. Do you believe that?
Yeah, we're born in sin. Right.
So every child is a sinner. And they should.
Is that what you're saying? Ask him. Do you believe every child to be a sinner?
Yeah.
No. Born in sin means that we're in the condition we're in. Right. That's what it means.
So baby is born in sin.
Yeah.
Right. So baby innocent.
What
baby.
does sin mean, Fasca?
Baby innocent baby.
Sin. What does sin mean?
No. See, in sin is different. Sin is something you actually physically commit.
Right.
Whereas when you're born in sin, that's a condition you're in.
Condition
in what does
born
that
in sin.
Yeah.
So we born in sin. What are you talking about?
He's confused.
How are we born in sin?
No, you're not letting me explain.
Listen. We commit sin, but we're not born in sin.
Let him make us understand.
No. You know a child.
Yes.
When it's even when it's a baby.
Yes.
Is a child like a very nice, is it like, does it
quiet baby, infant baby,
and he goes to the mum and says, oh, please give me some milk?
Yeah.
Infant baby.
Is that what babies do?
Yeah.
No, just cry.
Yeah.
They just cry.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Alright, so when the child grows up and he gets a little bit
but he doesn't know right and wrong. He doesn't have right and wrong, the child.
then they start to talk.
They do many mistakes. Yeah.
All right, but those.
But you believe they're born in sin.
Yeah, but where do those mistakes come from?
This is what I'm quoting to you, my friend.
No, where do
No,
those
but
mistakes?
mistake and sin
where
are
do
two
they come
different
from?
things.
When we're babies,
Yeah, the mistakes.
it's an instant. It's an instant.
That's what I'm saying about condition. That's my point.
yeah.
So the condition, that's the condition they're in.
That
Okay.
cannot be sin,
Would
though.
you-
That cannot be sin.
No, but they're still in a.
doesn't make sense.
They're still in a condition where they do things which are like.
They make mistakes. We all
Yeah,
make
that's
mistakes.
that's what I'm saying about
Yeah.
being in sin.
Okay.
Because the
But
fact
that's
you can
not
make
your
the
belief
mistake.
system. You're trying to divert.
I'm
Your
just-
belief
I'm telling you
system
what my
is
belief system-
you're
whatever I'm
all born. I
saying-
spoke to
Yeah.
the priest. I spoke to the.
I'm
to
not
the,
a priest.
No, I'm talking
I'm not-
about
I'm not
Christian
whoever you're
preacher.
pointing to either.
You know what they
Stick to the
told me? They told me like every child is born a sinner.
Yeah.
And Jesus came to
And
die
Jesus
for
came
their
to
sin.
sin. Yeah.
That's them.
Right.
Whatever I say,
Do you
that's what I
commit sin?
believe.
Do you commit sin?
So you believe?
Do you commit sin?
Everyone does.
Okay. So that means you inheriting that sin. It's not.
No.
It's not. It's not act. It's
No,
not act.
there's two. Remember what I said?
Right.
Born in sin.
How does sin come into human being? I want to explain.
No, you have to decide to do a sin.
Okay.
So it's a
So it's decision.
Yeah, that you make.
But you just said earlier on we're born in sin.
I told you that it's two different things. Remember I said about the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does things, and some things it does can be bad, isn't it?
Right.
So that's what
So
I mean by
that's a
born.
sin.
Yeah, but it's doing it unintentionally, but it can still do bad things, isn't it?
But it's not considered as sin until he is madly mature.
Yeah, but my point is the fact that he can actually do it, even though it's unintentional. So that's what I mean by born in sin.
But he doesn't know it's a sin, does he?
Yeah, I know, but I'm telling you the difference between the two things I'm saying.
Yes.
So whenever I say born in sin, I'm talking about those
Right.
the things that can cause you to do it. But an actual sin itself, that's something you decide to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I can be a good person, I can be a bad person. That's something in me. I can control my sin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't believe we're born in sin?
You're not really listening to what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The born in sin
this
means
what,
something.
This is what I'm saying to you. That passage you quoted earlier on, he said that it's cause of revenge. You know that passage?
Yeah.
It's similar to the babies born in sin. It's similar because God is looking for vengeance. You know, vengeance is looking for revenge of a human being that he needs someone else to die for that sin. See what I'm saying? So right now, God massacring that baby is because what someone did, everybody, and then that vengeance is also that sinful thing. Now this is not the nature of God. God is forgiving. He's forgiving whenever you turn to Him, and He's loving God. But your God is merciless God. Like He doesn't forgive.
But there's something.
He looks for vengeance.
There's
He
something.
massacred people, generation to generation.
Get them,
But
man.
there's something you
Slay
forgot.
them.
Hey, slay them.
No,
No, I'm joking. Let's
no,
respect.
no. You know World War II,
Yeah,
and you know you had the Japanese,
yeah.
and
They was fighting for their.
they dropped the atomic bombs on them.
Yeah.
Now,
Russia. You're talking about Russia.
No.
No. So
These-
would you say, in Islamic eyes, would you say that was a good thing they did or a bad thing?
Doing what?
That was very
To-
bad thing.
Oh, to drop the atomic bomb.
Yes.
All right. So you
No,
say.
but you have to look the context. Don't
No,
rush.
they-
Don't
let
trap
me-
him, yeah.
What do you want
You're
to say?
trying to trap
Yeah,
him.
what do you
No,
want
it's
to say
not a
about
trap.
it?
He's trying to trap me, yeah?
You're trying to trap me. He
Yeah.
said that at the beginning. I know him, man.
Yeah.
No.
He's
But
trying to-
you have to look. You have to look at the whole picture.
So
Because
why are
Prophet
you looking at the
Muhammad, you
whole
have to
picture
look
on
at
this?
the
then?
whole picture
Right.
about Prophet Muhammad. You have to look about the whole picture of
So
this
you
Malaki.
say-
Yeah. So
Because this
so,
whole picture is what their parents did in the past, a long
Yeah,
time
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
and then God commanded.
But this is not the
kill
act of
the
vengeance.
innocent.
When the American bombed the Japanese, it was a war, and they done out of anger. They blow the bomb. They're not supposed to do it. See
not
what I'm
supposed
saying?
to do it, it's wrong.
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
I
Even
don't.
this one is wrong.
So right now, if a Hitler drops a bomb, which with the United Nations they said is not allowed, and he does it, he goes against the treaty. You see, he broke the treaty.
No,
Right?
the Germans can't have weapons. But anyway, going back to going back to what you said about the bomb.
Yeah.
So when those bombs were dropped,
Yeah.
there were loads of babies that died, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they had
Don't tell me it's a vengeance.
no, let me.
He's
finish.
looking at the Bible point of view, yeah?
Let's finish it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you've heard it, but I just heard it recently where someone explained what would have happened if they hadn't dropped the bomb
Yeah.
and had tried to invade Japan directly.
Yes.
And the amount of lives that would have been lost.
Yes.
So now let's go back to this Amalekites thing.
Yeah.
If God had left the babies alive
Yeah.
and so those babies are grown up and turned into warriors.
Yeah. They would massacre the people. Is how you say.
There's your answer. See, so we solved the problem.
He's justifying war, man.
We solved the problem.
To kill any innocent baby is wrong.
Revenge of his parents.
Yeah.
What do you want to say that the warrior the children are going to become? They're not allowed to take the revenge of their parents.
No, wait. I'm explaining why the babies also died as well.
Yeah,
but that's
because
wrong.
they were trying to take a revenge on them people. So we say that they're wiped
that's
out.
wrong, my friend.
Because
if you say that,
they're vengeance because.
If you say that's wrong.
So you're saying God allowed that?
Then why didn't the Americans?
Yeah.
So then, why didn't the Americans instead not drop the bomb and go in and try? Let me finish. Not drop the bomb and then go in and then only kill the men and avoid all the women and children. Do you think
it should be like that. Yes.
Do you really think that they would?
Prophet Muhammad already said that when he comes into war, he says, "When you go to the war, do not kill the women, do not kill the children, do not cut the trees,
do not go to the
any war.
Don't go.
It doesn't matter. You have to protect children.
You don't disrespect the dead body.
Yes, you have to.
Everything.
Here's the interesting thing.
Have you ever
because you
seen
don't know
any
Prophet Muhammad
organized war, such an organized war? Have you ever heard of any religion?
Because it's unrealistic.
It's justice.
What?
It's a universal. It's a universal
It's unrealistic.
You have to obey.
Killing Amalekite babies in the past. That is
it's a vengeance
that
God.
is irrational.
Bloodthirsty
No,
God.
even make sense.
it's because you.
You're bloodthirsty God.
No, it's
He allows. What about the ark when someone looks
So
into
you
the
think
ark?
that is justice, yeah?
And then God massacred how many? 50?
What you don't understand is that
50,000.
Okay, let me understand.
Our God understands real life.
No,
Yeah,
he doesn't.
God's
Your
commands
God-
The Allies knew that if they didn't drop the bomb on Japan and went in and did things like how you say your prophet did, they would have been massacred.
What?
No, a war.
Because let me explain. Because the women, I'm trying to look it up, but apparently the Japanese had things lined up where they were going to get the women to do a lot of the fighting.
Doesn't matter.
So if they didn't kill the women and children,
But that's self-defense, isn't it?
it's the women and children who would have been massacring the
women and
American
children are not
soldiers.
allowed to be
No,
killed.
they
End
won't.
of story.
Oh, I'm
We're not
America
allowed to
attacked
kill
them in their land.
We're
America
not allowed
attacked them in their land.
America, they attack Iraq. What you They attack. They do anything. Man.
They behave like the
Do
Bible.
you support that? They kill Afghanistan, Iraq. That's what America do.
They even bombed in my country, Somalia.
Did you know that?
Americans are
Black
not-
Hawk down. They brought them down.
Yeah.
Black
So
Hawk.
they
Have you watched
behave.
that one?
They
Did you watch that movie?
behave like the
There's a
Bible.
movie called Black
I
Hawk
thought
Down.
that's Rwanda.
No, that's Somalian.
Oh, Somalia,
Black Hawk
yeah.
Down.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
right.
they
Have you
went to
watched
kill
it?
them. They
Yeah.
killed the
America
women and
fought with
children.
everybody,
They
yeah.
brought the whole plane down.
Yeah.
They go captured because you're not allowed to do that in reality.
But what they're doing is they're exactly behaving as the Bible is saying. Vengeance. When you go for vengeance, you
When you
massacre
go
people.
vengeance, it's not
This is
the-
exactly what's happened. in
Right.
the-
So
in the
what?
scriptures.
So what you're saying
So
is that.
so you saying that the
No,
Japanese?
what we saying? What we saying?
So you're saying that whenever they fight a war now, what they should do
Yeah, we should.
is
There should be a treaty, first of all.
but they
Treaty, you have to go there, you have to plan. The leaders have to meet each other and talk which place they're gonna fight. Because in the time of the Prophet, they fought in Badr. You know Badr. There were other places far away
What
from the
about
land.
Jesus? He fought war as well.
Yeah. What about
Jesus fought the wars. He said he fought the
Jesus
Pharisees.
says, "Bring them, I'll cut them, I'll
He
slay
fought
them."
the Pharisees and he and the people, what the people of this time, and what's it called? Those people of his time. He said that you wicked and adulterous.
Which verse
He was
Jesus
fighting
says,
them.
"Bring them,
The
my
Romans.
enemies, I'll slay them"?
The Romans was after
No, I
Jesus'
think that's
blood.
in Luke.
They was about to crucify him. Yeah, they was about to kill him because they didn't like his teaching. And Jesus Christ was hidden away, and he was running away from them because they was after his blood.
No, he agreed. Jesus says, "Bring my enemy, I'll slay them."
Yeah, he agreed. Jesus preached jihad. That's what he. That's
No,
what he said.
Jesus
That's what I
slayed
tried
them.
to-
So why do you have a
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
with Prophet Muhammad? No, Jesus.
Because I already said you that's at the end of the world,
So it's
isn't
not
it?
fair. So from both sides, yeah.
All right, but here's the thing. What is God supposed to do? So you're saying that you should leave.
Yeah, we say that. We say the leaders have
so-
to meet up.
Yeah.
They have to decide which place they're gonna fight. If they're strong
If you want
leaders,
to live God's
you
morality,
can't be a weak like
you have to obey
Ukraine,
God's
like
commandments.
Russia now. They
Now.
kill Ukraine. They're just throwing them bombs.
Your standard of
The
God is different
kids are dying. There's
to any other God.
injustice.
Oh, all right. So here's the thing. If so all the people who are doing evil in the world, if God came and instead of doing. All right. If he said, he sends his son.
No, if you say example, it's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
But
All right.
God doesn't have a son.
Yeah, that's fine. So he sends.
Okay.
So it's, all right, he sends his son or a representative, whatever you want.
No, he refers as a prophet.
Yeah, whoever he sends.
Okay.
And then...
Chewing gum. No, you gave me chewing gum, man. Where's your
Yeah. So,
you gave me.
no, all right. So he sends...
to give sweets to everyone. It's not easy, man.
He sends a representative.
Yeah.
And if he said that, all right, he's going to sit down with the evil people, and he's going to try to negotiate with them, I don't know, say 1,000 years, to get them to become nice people, do you think he'd succeed?
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
To sit with people. Good.
No, remember the evil people, I said.
Yeah. To sit with evil people.
Yeah, would he succeed?
No, good. No, first of all,
Yeah.
for example, let me give you advice. Prophet Muhammad was sent to the evil nation.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. They used to bury their daughters alive.
Yeah.
They used to kill. They used to walk in the Kaaba naked. They used to do all evil things. But when he was sent them to guide them, he was not sent to the pious people. If that is what you're claiming, he was sent to the most cruel, tyrant people, just like the other prophets before him,
Yeah,
like Moses, look the Pharaoh. But what he did, he challenged them. He advised them. He teach them slowly. He gave them chance. They want to kill him. He ran away from them. He made a new fresh start in Medina, and then he preached.
David do to
so it's the same thing.
captures?
So
Yeah,
what
no,
do you-
but you kind of going away from a point. One more point
Yes,
is,
that is my point.
so do you think that God will be able to sit down and like cure evil just by talking to the evildoers?
No, you take time, but he might do it. They might change.
So you think it's possible?
Human, no, yeah, it's possible.
After all what you've seen.
Human nature does change. That's more possible.
So okay, if human
You
nature,
might find you yesterday you were drunk or doing silly things, but today you might be perfect. I don't know you, but what? There's a possibility.
It's up to
No,
him.
you
He
maybe.
just says be and it is. He doesn't by talking to
So
people.
what I'm
he
saying
can
is
do-
possibility.
he can.
There's
Yeah.
possibility.
If he's God, he can do.
I know someone who killed 100 people. He killed so many people.
So-
But now he repented to God. He asked
What
for
about-
forgiveness. He's a pious person.
What about
That's
the-
good.
Okay, what about the people
So are you
of
saying
Lot?
it's impossible?
What did God do
Are
with
you
them?
saying it's impossible? I'm saying it's possible.
No.
I'm saying it's possible. Are you saying it's
Listen.
impossible? Did you hear his point?
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
he saying?
He was saying that, about.
What was he saying? You don't even know.
He was saying.
Let's ask him.
Of course I know, man.
What was he saying?
He
No,
was
no.
saying. He was saying that when the God comes as people, and then they don't obey it, how do you deal with them? That's what he's trying to say.
No,
Yeah.
there's a cruel
Yeah.
people. He says people are saying,
E-
can they
evil do-
change?
evil-
He says
evildoers.
they can change. Can
with
they change?
the God. But it depends what message he's bringing.
No, the message is for them to change.
Yeah, they can change.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
There you go, my bro.
But what I'm
They
saying
can
to
change.
you, if a
There you
people will not always obey God. See, what did people do with Lot? They were sinful, right? Sodomy. The people of Lot.
oh right,
Yeah. They didn't want to hear God's teaching. God punished them. He sent a rocket and he wiped them up off the face of the earth. See, God, he can flip anybody of any time if he wants to, But when he sends his message, sometimes he can overpower for certain things. See what I'm saying? And certain things allowed. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right now, what you do, if a people are not heeded to the message of God, like people of like right now, today, like Jesus or thinking they don't have authority over the land. It's run by, But it would be a miracle if
Did you pray Asr, man?
the believers.
You take so many times. I really not pray.
Let me record it. Let me stop recording.
What time? Look, it's Maghrib, but it's stuff. Giving da'wah with Imam, pray. What kind of da'wah is that?
Okay, nice talking to you, brother.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you wanna go
yeah.
pray?
You coming next Sunday? Every Sunday you come here?
Yeah, normally.
But my friend, seek the truth before it's too late.
Yeah,
don't start the
I'm already preaching the truth to you, so I found it in there.
Carry on next.
Yeah.
We're gonna face God one day, yeah?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
You like your energy.
Yeah.
You're very
All right. Yeah.
Please carry on next week.
Yes. All right.
Take care.
All right. Okay, so this is just a quick addition that I'm just putting at the end of this video. And this is just to do with what we're talking about the Americans, why they dropped the atomic bomb on Japan. And the thing about it is that when you actually read up on the history, you realize that the Americans actually saved quite a substantial amount of lives by actually doing that. And this is the point I was trying to make with these Muslims, and that is that when God wiped out the Amalekites, it's because of their evil would just obviously cause death. And as I explained to them, when it came to King Agag, Samuel said that he had killed, he made women childless as well. So that means he was killing children. So the Amalekites 400 years ago, they were killers, and they were killing the old and the vulnerable at the back of the outskirts of the children of Israel when they were traveling. And so then 400 years later, the king, he's still killing children. So that shows you that there's a evil which is in the Amalekites, which just carries on, through time. And so I was just going to show you this in relation to the Japanese. And I mean, this one's a pretty classic, but you definitely have to read this one, even if you think the other ones are too technical. So the first, this first one, this is, explains how the Japanese were going to defend the homeland against the Americans. And so it has a few things on there, and it's reasonably long. But the important part that I wanted to get to was here, because this image, you'd have seen this in the video, which shows how they were actually using, these are students, female students, being taught how to shoot a rifle. So now, if the Muslims went into Japan and thought they could just kill the men and leave the women and children alive, then guess what these women here will be doing with these rifles? Yeah, just shooting those Muslims up. So that shows you how nonsense this ruling that they have is about you only kill the men, because then the women and children just kill you. And yeah, so actually this one's quite short. So I would definitely say it's worth reading through these because of the amount of information it contains, especially regarding the numbers of people that would have been killed. See, here we go again, estimating the casualties. When the Muslims come and keep trying to say, God shouldn't have killed this, God shouldn't have killed that. Well, the Americans had to deal with the same problem. And guess how they dealt with it? They didn't deal with it like how the Muslims did, that's for sure. Because the Americans knew that if they'd have taken the nonsense that the Muslims seem to believe in, then they would have lost a whole load of soldiers. But anyway, rather than me spending too much time going through, I would definitely advise anyone, just read through each of these articles to find out the proper number, or the estimates anyway, of how many soldiers would have died. Yeah, but definitely give this one a read, because this one's pretty interesting. But the main one I just wanted to get to is just to quickly show you something in this particular one, to show you some serious problems with these Japanese. So now on this article, it explains about how their history, how they had brutality, for a lot of their history. And, I forgot to say, this is something important. If you go to the beginning, it says here that, the Japanese Empire under Emperor Showa, and this is one thing you see. It says, when it comes to the Japanese Empire, it says they built up their empire with, industrialization. But it says here that these tactics made World War II era Japan an unfathomably brutal place. By some estimates, there were upwards of 40 million deaths in the Pacific Theater, about half of whom were civilians killed by Japan's military. So they're trying to say that it could have been 20 million civilians killed by the Japanese military. So now, this is the thing. If God had done something to them where the Japanese had disappeared, then those 40 million people could have stayed alive. But of course, the Muslims will step in and say, no. We can't do stuff like that. We have to keep the women and children alive so that the children can grow up and then kill these 40 million. And so this is how dumb these Muslims are. And when you actually see some of the stuff that they did, I was just trying to find the bit where it said about how the emperor is actually like a god. They think of him as actually being holy, but yeah, you probably it's best bit is look that up for yourself, because I just want to get to a specific part. Oh yeah, here we go. So now it says that Japanese troops burying Chinese people alive during the Nanjing massacre. I mean, I've never heard of any Israelites burying anyone alive. So what is the problem with these people? Why would you bury someone alive? Just let the person live, What's the problem? But for some reason, these Japanese just wanted to bury people alive for some reason. I have no idea why. And it's some horrible stuff this is talking about. And yeah, more horrible stuff. It's just horrible stuff all the way. But there's a specific one I wanted to get to, which kind of got to me as well. And it was, this is this brutal march. What's it called? Batang Death March. Yeah, it's about shooting. Oh, here we go. It says in 1995, a former medical assistant from a Japanese army unit stationed in China during World War II described his experience of dissecting a man alive for the first time. When I picked up the scalpel, that's when he began screaming. Yeah, of course he's going to scream. I cut him open from the chest to the stomach, and he screamed terribly, and his face was all twisted in agony. Yeah, of course he would be. He made this unimaginable sound. He was screaming so horrible. Yeah, because you cut him open while he's alive. And this is Japanese. Wonderful. So the question you have to ask is, if God had, done something to the Japanese before, then would this guy have had to have been cut open alive? This is the thing. So, so these Muslims, they come with their nonsense against our God. Their nonsense they come with, does it actually help the world? This is the point. So when they allow these sorts, things to carry on like this, and then now these people start going crazy, and you see, and this is the other one, is the fact that these Japanese were intentionally infecting people with the plague, because there's a really bad one here. Yes, it's all horrible stuff, believe me, when you scroll through this. And I'm taking too long here. This is where they're shooting some Sikhs. I mean, what's that all about? And, this is all horror stuff, man. If you did a film about this, you'd just be throwing up, I'll tell you for sure. And I'm trying to see if it's got the other one. Death Before Dishonor. Alright, yeah, this is the other one. Look. It says, it wasn't until 2002 that a Tokyo court finally acknowledged that World War II era Japan had engaged in biological warfare against Chinese civilians by spreading diseases like the plague, leading to as many as 300,000 deaths. Really? So they were dropping plague onto the Chinese. For what reason? Because Japanese are so friendly? Really? So I'm going through all of this just to show you that this is, these Japanese, obviously, what they did is pretty bad. But imagine what these Amalekites were doing. So you have to ask yourself the question, would you have done what the Muslims say they would do, and leave the women and children alive so that those children can grow up and start chopping people up? Or would you just, go with our God instead, where he just cleans up so that the people in the future don't have to suffer? Israelites will return to take down Islam.